welcome back to another Amazon movie streaming review. This is Foe. Yes, Foe is the new movie on Amazon Prime. I believe it came out towards the end of last year. But this is a movie directed by Garth Davis. Garth Davis is known for directing things like Lion. Now, Lion is known as the movie that stars Dev Patel. It's one of the big movies that he has done. And Foe is the first movie that he's like written and directed. So this is an entirely Garth Davis project. Now, the movie for this really intrigued me in terms of the actual concept of the plot. Basically, this is the year 2065 or something like that, and it's a very forward-thinking film in that sense. Self-driving cars are a thing, all of that. But obviously, the biggest thing, I guess, that's taken its toll over like humanity and the world over the many years is global warming. The fact that now technology has advanced so much that they basically made this massive space station in space, and they basically want to move people there. Now, it's very similar to a film I watched recently on Disney Plus like last year called Crater, which was much more like a family focused film. This one, however, though, is a bit more adult. So it stars two Irish actors, Saoirse Ronan. I don't know how to say her first name, but Saoirse Ronan. She plays Hen, and then Paul Mescal plays Junior. Now, both of those obviously have been in a lot of film. Paul Mescal's been in things like Aftersun, The Lost Daughter, Normal People, etc, etc. And obviously Saoirse Ronan has been in loads of films: Lady Bird, Little Women, French Dispatch, The Atonement, and See How They Run. So a lot of big films there. These two basically live in a house, and they're like farmers and stuff like that. And obviously global warming, farming hasn't really, hasn't really gone well. And there's like this love story that's happening there. And this guy Terence shows up, who's played by Aaron Pierre. Now, he basically shows up and is asking, the questions of like, we really need Paul, we really need Junior, who is played by Paul, to come up to the space station. He's a really strong guy. We want him. We want to recruit him. We want him to be, part of this new thing. But unfortunately, Hen, that doesn't involve you. So it's very much a psychological thriller, and it's really hard for me to actually review this film without revealing what actually happens at the end. It is one of those like twists at the very end, which I will say was like executed quite well in my opinion. It wasn't like, it wasn't like a corny ending. It wasn't like something that wouldn't really happen. Obviously, this is meant to be like, well, it is set in 2065, so it is based on things like AI and all of that, and like, like the futuristic tech and stuff like that. And that does lead into like what actually happens in terms of the twist itself. I'm not going to say what happens. I'm not going to say it. Was it worth it from an enjoyable point of view? I think it was. I think it was probably like a 4 out of 10 in terms of an enjoyment factor. But the film itself, I thought wasn't great. Which is a shame, because I feel like the look of the film, I think, was up there. I normally say in these reviews, should these films be in cinemas and stuff like that? And this one is one that I think should have been, because, the casting, Paul Mescal and Saoirse Ronan, I think, were brilliant in the movie itself, and the acting performances were fab. And the look of the film and quality and the amount of budget was up there, But the plot of the film was very dull, very boring, and that was it. I think the performances were great. The actual slowness of the movie was pretty slim, and the amount of cast members in the film, I think on Letterboxd, is something like 10 lines of cast members, and like the fourth line down is something like Formal Escort 1 and Formal Escort 2. There's not many characters in the film. It's a very small cast, which I think holds it back. And the pacing of the film for me is very slow. Like, this is a film that has a runtime of 111 minutes. And in my opinion, it probably could have been done in like 90 minutes. I think it was just a bit too long. Some scenes were just extended out a little bit too much. And I think it was just a little shame there. So in terms of my review, what am I going to score it? Well, I actually gave it a 2-star. As I say, it's not one of the best films. It's not really worth watching. I wouldn't really recommend it. If you are into sci-fi stuff and thrillers, then it is something maybe for you. It's a pleasant experience. It's less than 2 hours long. But as I say, there is moments in the film where it does drag quite a bit. And you just get a bit bored. Especially watching this at home. I think watching this in the cinema might have been a different experience. But at home, your phone's going off. Your dog is kicking off, you're going to get distracted, and you're not going to miss much, basically. So there it is, guys. There is my review of Foe, directed by Garth Davis. Let me know your thoughts down below. This is on Amazon Prime here in the UK. Let me know if you've seen it, of course, down below. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.